We are excited to recognize and celebrate student and staff excellence across the district, from music to diving to Nordic events, which is so cool. Leading celebration is our communications coordinator, Miss Emily Shockley. Welcome, Emily. Thank you for being here.
All right, thank you for having me. Tonight I have the distinct honor of honoring some of our amazing students and staff who have done some amazing things in the world of sports and some different honors for their schools. So to start off, I'd like to invite up Carrie Christensen from Poudre High School, and we will be honoring Cade Shortridge, who is state champion in 5K skate race, and Kyle Stites, who is the CHSAA Nordic Ski Coach of the Year.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, so thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. Thank you, Mr. Kinsley, the board, the cabinet, for supporting all of our athletes and all of our activities, but especially supporting our Nordic ski team. This is one that 6 years ago, Kyle and I met with our district athletic director at the time, and there were a lot of hoops to jump through to get a Nordic ski team going, from risk management to where are we gonna ski? We don't have snow. How do we get a team together? So all those different things that, like I said, 6 years ago, that was really Kyle's passion. He is the heart and soul of this Nordic ski team. The passion that he brings to this team is unbelievable. He has partnerships with all the ski resorts. He allows our kids to go up to Steamboat. They get their equipment. They come here, help our kids with their equipment for a very reasonable price for, again, an area that you would not think of having a Nordic ski team. This year we held our first ever Nordic ski event on the Front Range, partnered with Downhill, and we held our very first Nordic ski event, which was a great success, again, due to Kyle's hard work. So this year, I don't think Kyle or I would have ever imagined that we would have a Nordic ski champion from PSD. Again, all the obstacles that we through, and especially this past year, I don't know if you guys remember, this past winter there was no snow at all. So again, we were at Hoedown Hill. Kyle took the kids up every Friday and Saturday up to find snow to ski. So as we were standing up at the Nordic Ski State event, and they announced Cade Shortridge as our state champion, both Kyle and I both looked at each other and we just started crying. Like it was this moment that just completely came full circle. Again, 6 years ago, we had an informational meeting out at Colorado Youth Outdoors. We had no idea how many kids would be interested in it, and then ending with a state champion was for PSD was just something I could never have imagined. And just in concluding, I know most of you know, might not know, but at Poudre we have our motto of "I am who I am because of who we are." And Kyle has really instilled in this ski team. We have students from all over the district on this ski team, and then the family that Kyle has made with the ski team. He does not allow the kids to say if they're from Poudre or Rocky or Collins or Fossil. He says we are from PSD. And he has truly made the PSD ski team one to be proud of, not only in Fort Collins, but throughout the state, hence why he was named the Coach of the Year. So, Kyle.
All right. I want to start my section off with, from the script and thanking Carrie Christensen, newly named Poudre High School principal, Carrie Christensen. Like she said, since we got the program rolling 6 years ago, it's a district-wide team. There's been a lot of athletic directors coming in and out during that 6 years. I've only had one AD who was consistent throughout that 6 years, and that was Miss Christensen. And that consistency was huge. We understood each other. We knew the drill, and that's a reason for the success that I had, that the team had. She battled I-70 winter traffic, stood out there, froze her butt off in snow, watching the team. We loved having her. So she doesn't know this yet, but that is part of her the principal. We're going to talk to the board. She still has to come to our races in her contract. So thank Carrie. And then I don't think, is Brandon here? Yes, not. Okay. Brandon Carlucci, some of you might know, Carrie touched on it. Russ McKinstry was the district athletic director when we started. He was awesome. And admittedly, I was kind of nervous when he retired because we were just getting momentum. But Brandon stepped in, and he was a huge advocate, poured more time, energy, and resources into the program than I could have imagined. So we need to give a big thank you to our AD, Brandon Carlucci, as well. So Carrie touched on it, but to be up here as Coach of the Year is truly amazing. I'll admit I'm a dreamer, an optimist. I have to be to a ski team on the Front Range in Fort Collins, but if I'm being honest with myself, 6-7 years ago when I had this idea, never in my wildest imagination would I think we had a state champion and had the level of success that we had. Skiers from Fort Collins are not supposed to be able to compete and beat skiers from Vail, Steamboat, and Aspen. I took the kids by on a field trip on our way back from Aspen, showed them Aspen High School. You leave Aspen High School, you walk across the parking lot, they have a chairlift to private Nordic Center. Skiing at High School on the baseball field on 2 inches of snow. To put things into perspective, 6 years ago when we started the program, we qualified one skier for state championships. Fast forward, past season, we qualified 19 skiers. We had Clara Stakis, a senior at Fossil. She placed third in the classic and skate on the girls' side, which is equally, in my opinion, as impressive a milestone as state champion. And then, of course, we're here to honor Cade Shortridge, the first state champion in the program history. Cade could not be here tonight because, we'll just say, I don't think there's anybody in this room, possibly in the district, who's having a better 2024 than Shortridge. In January, he traveled around to all the mountain towns in Colorado skiing with his friends. In February, he won state championship. In March, he graduated early and is currently hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT, with fellow PSD skier B. Morrison, somewhere deep in the Sierras right now, hiking and living their best life. So Cade's parents are going to be here to accept that. So that's why he's not here tonight. Tried to get him on FaceTime, but other things. Cade came to me after his junior year, after the championships. I'll never forget, we were up in Lale. He came up to me and said, "Coach, I'm going to quit mountain biking. I'm going to quit my job, and I want to go all in on skiing." And I said, "All right, let's do it." And he did. I coached a lot of sports. In all my years over a decade, I've never coached an athlete who was more coachable than Cade Shortridge. When I pushed him to the limits, when I thought he was going to collapse, he delivered. When I said he needed to take it back and rest, he would sleep. When I told him he needed to watch film and work on his technique, he learned. And then ultimately, I told him just go out, do your best, ski and have fun. He won state championship. But I think anybody that knows Cade, the special thing about him is not just his athletic ability and the results at state championships, but his personality. Myself and his peers voted him team captain, not because he was the fastest skier on the team, but because he was at practice every day, smiling, making people laugh, respecting coaches, teachers, volunteers, and just having a great time. And when you're having fun at something, you're going to do better. And that's what I tell the kids every time, is if you disguise the hard work and just fun, it's not going to feel work. So I think the last thing I want to say here, I know there's a lot going on, but I grew up in Steamboat. I was on Nordic skis before I could walk. My dad was the U.S. Olympic ski coach for 16 years. I traveled around to different Olympics with him. I skied Division I in college on the World Junior Circuit. I say that not to brag, but in my ski career, watching Cade win state championship and seeing the distance that we've come as a team was the single proudest moment in my ski career by far. So, Cade, wherever you are when you're back, we'll honor with you, and congratulations again. Heather, do you want to come get this for him? All right, get on it, Randall.
All right, and next for another sports accomplishment, we have five swing and diving champion Sydney Ovesen, hope I pronounced that right, and presenting that will be Dave Walk, who is the Fossil Ridge AP.
Board, administration, thank you, Kat, and the community for being here to recognize a very special person at Fossil Ridge. Fossil Ridge Swim and Dive has had a historic and a legacy of success, more so on the swimming side. not so much on the dive side. And so Sydney is a junior at Fossil Ridge. And in my role as an assistant principal athletic director, I get to benefit from all the opportunities that our district provides in supporting kids get to do something, a passion and a desire, set goals, and achieve those. So I met her as a sophomore, first Fossil, and to see where she's risen and become an outstanding servant leader. Not only did she do well at the state meet, but in the conference she stood out. And if you haven't gone to a dive competition, and I hope you do at some point, even if you don't have a passion for swimming or an interest in swimming and dive, please go over to Epic and watch the athletes compete, because their work, the proprioception it requires to jump off a 1 meter board into the air acrobatically and go into a pool of water with very little splash is quite an amazing feat. In addition to that, I just want to shout out to her with not only that, so she wins a state title. She's very humble. I'm going to try to get her to say a few words, but you need to also know, so our boys team got prepared for state last weekend. Coach got to be a coach of hers during the girls season, asked her to come speak to over 40 young men and talk about what it's like to have success and lead them. So servant leadership is right here in what we do here at PSD and what we exemplify. So very, very fortunate and blessed and thankful to get to celebrate Sydney Ovison tonight as the 5A Dive Championship for the state of Colorado. So.
I just want to start by thanking the board for allowing us to be here tonight and for recognizing us all as people who put together PSD as a whole. As a diver, it is definitely something that's not as looked at around, and it's an insane accomplishment to get this 5A state championship title. I, not to brag in any way, am the first diver to win the 5A state championship for dive at Fossil Ridge High School. So. And this year I also ended up breaking the school record for the 11 dive meet, so that was pretty cool. There's no way I could have been here without my coaches helping me along the way with my mental aspect of it, my physical aspect, telling me what I need to work on, how I need to work on it to get to where I am today. And I couldn't be more thankful for them. I couldn't be more thankful for the people at my school helping me along every way, making sure I'm getting my athletic and my academic in as much as I can. And I would love to thank my parents and my brother for just being my biggest support system overall and just being there and supporting me win or loss. So thank you.
And as we're taking pictures, I'd love to invite everybody to stay afterwards. We'll do a group picture with the board, if that's okay, everybody. Thank you.
Alrighty. I think, Sydney, you're very allowed to brag, because I'm that kid that used to go up the high dive and I go, never mind, and climb back down. So I'd now like to welcome up Cheryl Day, who's the Lopez principal. And she will be talking about their Leader in Me school being recognized as a legacy school. They're one of the first 20 schools to do so.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Kingsley, and Poudre School District community. I'm Cheryl Day, the principal at Lopez Elementary, a Leader in Me school. Thank you for the opportunity to be recognized and to celebrate with you this evening. I'm pleased to introduce three of our Lopez leaders. We have second grader Atienne Zuha, third grader Hendrix Garris, and fifth grader Maddie Piedra.
On April 30th, Franklin Covey Education named Lopez Elementary in in Fort Collins, Colorado as a Leader in Me Legacy School. This recognition is the highest honor for Leader in Me schools. There are over 7,000 Leader in Me schools located around the world on every continent except Antarctica. Fewer than 20 schools have been invited to apply for and have earned legacy recognition. I'm very proud that my school is one of them. As a legacy school, Lopez Elementary has shown many years of growth and innovation to develop strong leadership culture. Our school's students and adults live by 7 habits. The habits teach us how to manage our emotions, plan ahead, and do important tasks first. We also learn how to find win-win solutions, be empathetic listeners, and to synergize to work together. Other habits remind us to find balance in our lives and use our voice and talents to contribute in our own way. I like habit 4, think win-win, because everybody gets what they want.
At Lopez Elementary, we create a culture in which everyone feels safe, welcomed, and loved. Each of us knows that we are special and contribute and show leadership in our unique ways. What we accomplish, how we impact others in our community is our legacy. One example is our inclusive playground equipment. Several years ago, our student leadership team noticed that some students couldn't access all parts of the playground. The team worked with the Lions Club to have a fundraiser to go towards new inclusive equipment. Students helped choose what would be installed and made a video to share with our community about this project. Now we have many fun additions to our playground that everyone can enjoy together. Although the students that love this project have moved on, legacy is still a part of Lopez every day.
We will celebrate our legacy status on May 22nd with an open house assembly. Educators, families, students, and members of the greater community are all invited to attend.
We hope that many Lopez staff and student alumni will join us as this Legacy Award represents over a decade of synergy. Please join us in celebrating this incredible accomplishment. Thank you. We have some invitations for the board.
Thank you. I always love hearing it from the students, so thank you for coming. Finally, we have Kennard Middle School, so I'll invite Scott Wheeler, the Kennard Choir Director, up, and he'll be talking about the school earning Best Communities for Music Education Award from the National Association of Musician Merchants.
So as I hand things over to Mike Perez, I would like to invite Lindsay Matkin, our current principal, as well as Jesse Morrow, our former principal, to come join us on stage.
Well, good evening. My name is Mike Perez. I'm the band director at Kennard Middle School. Joining me, as Mr. Wheeler mentioned, is Leanne Griffey, our orchestra director. Mr. Wheeler is our choir and drama teacher. Our founding principal, Joe Kemi, was not able to be. We did invite him. He's out of town, but he wishes the best for the Kennard program. This is former principal Jesse Morrill and, of course, current principal Lindsay Matkin. If you were to ask 100 administrators if they support music education, all 100 are going to say, yeah, absolutely, we support music education. Now, what that actually takes to support a high achieving and just a thriving music education department is a whole different animal.
Our founding principal, Joe Kademi, honored our core knowledge curriculum by ensuring that all students experience music and performance-based music for 2 years, and then also had continuing elective options. Jesse Morrill became our leader after high expectations had already been established for high engagement and high student achievement in our music program. And Jesse worked carefully with us to ensure that our staffing was well balanced and that our culture continued to support and foster our long-term success, as we also looked at a more diversified student body, increasing enrollment, and also performances that took us outside of our PSD world. He's the integration of our LS program, ensured that all students' education included music. Lindsay Matkin returned to us, a former Kennard teacher, returned to us as our principal then, when we were still navigating the after effects of the pandemic. When many schools had to greatly restrict or even cancel music because of the pandemic, Lindsay helped us to find ways to have music education with excellence. Then we also had a lot of staff changes and enrollment changes as well, and she has helped us navigate continuing to build that culture that fosters and encourages the love of music throughout our school.
So as we recognize this particular process by the National Association of Music Merchants, which is then managed and taken a look by the University of Kansas, this Best Communities for Music Education is actually not about Mike or Ed or me. It's honestly about our Kennard administrators. It's about our Kennard staff. It's about the Kennard community who made music education such a foundational part of the education of all children there. And so this is for them, and we wanted to thank them for this recognition and for all they have done for music education for us and for our students over the last 20 years. Thank you.